All right, here we are at week 4 of 14, guys. Biggest thing this week is just more of the same. So last week, week 3 of 14, week 3 of 12 was actually the first week of the tens. This is week 2 of the tens, and that's the biggest thing that I want you to understand is that we have week 1, week 2, and week 3 of tens. So that means that where I would ideally like you to get your heaviest set of 10 in on any of the exercises that indicate 10, even some of them, all of them that indicate 5, any of those that are by feel this week, you're going to want to be a little bit conservative to make sure that you leave a little bit of room for week 3 of the 10s, which will overall be week 5 of 12. Okay, so I did leave a little note at the very top of the program, so read over that. I want you guys to make sure that you understand that we have 3 weeks, and then after these 3 weeks of 10s, we're going to have 3 weeks of 5s. So we're going to kind of do the same thing once we get through the third week of 10s. Once we get through the third week of 10s, we'll go into the first week of 5s, and that first week of 5s will be light. I will indicate percentages, make sure that you're not going heavy, but just to set you up and prepare you to build into those sets of 5 as well through those 3 weeks. All right, so we don't want to go too heavy too soon, but at the same time you want to progress. You should have a good idea of what your goal numbers are at this point, especially last week. You know, I gave you some ideas, some percentages to use. You should have been able to fill those out to help you make those decisions this week. Okay, so real quick, I want to read that note to you that's at the top of the program this week, and again, you read over it as well, but just want to make sure that you guys understand. So on all exercises where by feel and increased top set from last week as able are indicated, keep in mind that you will have this week and one more week after this, which is week 5 of 12, to increase the same exercises and rep counts. This means pick something this week that can help progress you up to where you want to be the following week, as that should be your heaviest week. Use the fill of the weights from last week to help in this regard as well. All right, so if any of you guys have any confusion or questions on that, shoot us a message, and we'll definitely try to get back to you and help you out with that as much as we can. Okay, one other little change that you're going to see there is last week we did a lot of reps with regular snatch with a low percentage. We're going to do the same thing this week with clean and jerk, so I kind of switched those up a little bit, where last week you guys did some regular snatches and then some power cleans on the 5-day week program on Saturday, and then for the 3-day we had them on different days there, but this week the emphasis is just switched, so doing regular clean and jerks this week and an extra power snatch day towards the end of the week. Okay, now those percentages, it's again by feel up to no more than 70% for this week. Again, stay there because we're going to be progressing those up. We're going to be adding through the coming weeks. We'll be doing regular snatch and regular clean and jerk together, and those percentages will obviously have gone up from that up to no more than 70%. So I know that's a low percentage, but as indicated in the program, what you can do to make that more difficult, if your technique and movement is good, is you can do triples, you can do doubles, you can do clusters, and again, clusters are doing 1 rep like every 15 to 60 seconds. So maybe you do 1 clean and jerk, rest 15 seconds, do another clean and jerk. Especially at these low percentages, you'll be able to go a little bit faster. So whatever you want to do to get those reps in quickly, not necessarily quickly, but however you want to get those in to make them a little bit more difficult since they're lighter weights. That being said, for some of you that might still be working quite a bit of technique, then don't be afraid to just separate them out. Just do, you know, one rep at a time, rest, you know, 1 or 2 minutes, however much you need to make sure that you're ready to go, you're focused in. So spread them out. Take this opportunity, as always, to work on that technique. We always want to stay on top of that. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be it for the week, guys. I will be back next week to remind you of what we're looking for on what will be the third week of the 10s, and to kind of just keep you updated on where we're going from there. So enjoy, guys. Take care.